Hello and welcome back to Void MTG. Today we'll be looking at the pure beatdown that is Ruric Thar. This is about a bracket 3 deck, no game changers, but some non-land tutors. Ruric Thar the Unbowed is a 4 and Gruul for a 6/6 Ogre Warrior with Vigilance and Reach. Ruric Thar attacks each combat if able, and whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Ruric Thar deals 6 damage to that player. So this full deck is just Gruul Stompy, playing mostly creatures so we don't punch ourselves for 6, and punishing our opponent for not playing fair creature-based magic. First finisher is Savage Order, a 4-mana sorcery that we have to sack a creature with 4 or more power to, then tutor up for a dino that will gain indestructible when it comes in. So naturally, we'll go get Apex Allosaur. Is a 10/10 dino. When Apex Allosaur enters the battlefield, it fights up to one target creature you do not control. And the enrage mechanic, whenever Apex Allosaur is dealt damage, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. Since when Apex Allosaur comes in, he will gain indestructible with Savage Order. He will just fight everything that we don't control on the field till he wipes everything out, and then we just swing in with all our big creatures. Then sorcery-based finisher is Chandra's Ignition. We'll have target creature deal damage to everyone and everything equal to its power. We have a lot of large creatures and ways to make them larger, so this would just devastate a board, close out a game. Crater Hoof Behemoth is in here to pump our already massive creatures and have everyone swing for massive damage. This is like my 3rd video with Crater Hoof. I put that shit in every green deck. Lastly is Itali Primal Conqueror. He is a 7/7 Elder Dino for 5 and 2 red with trample, and when Itali enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. That's fun, but better than that, for 9 and a green Phyrexian mana, we can transform Itali into Itali Primal Sickness, an 11/11 Phyrexian Elder Dinosaur with trample and indestructible, and whenever it deals damage to a player, they get that many poison counters, and you only need 11 poison counters to lose the game, and he's an 11/11. The cost to flip Itali is pretty easy with all the ramp in the deck, and once he is flipped, it's devastating to a table. And maybe once flipped, cast Chandra's Ignition, deal all that poison to everybody. There's a lot of possibility. First, we got some enchantments to enhance our Stompy. Beastmaster is an easy threshold to meet. It's whenever a creature attacks, so use multiple to attack each turn. Get you more quest counters, get you closer to that +5/+5 on everything. Unnatural Growth will double the power and toughness of all creatures at the beginning of each combat. Xenagos will give a creature +X/+X, where X is the creature's power at the beginning of combat, but it is only one creature. Goreclaw will pump other big creatures attacking with him by 1 and give them trample till end of turn. Helena and Elena will give X +1/+1 counters, where X is their power, to a target creature at the beginning of combat. They'll also gain haste till end of turn. Immaculate Magistrate will tap put 1/1 counters onto a creature you control for the amount of elves you control, and we have a big elf sub-theme in the deck because that's how we're going to ramp. Invasion of Ikoria will go get you a big stompy guy with mana value less than X, so it's whatever you pay in, but after we flip it, it is a big stompy guy. It's the Lortha, who is an 8/8 that will let all our non-humans assign damage as though they weren't blocked. And most of this is non-humans. What I love about Ruric Thar is it's basically Gruul's version of a stocks commander. So why not lean into it with things like Prowling Serpapod and Seraph the Viper Fang? Our creature spells can't be countered, which is most of our spells, and our creatures tapped and untapped are protected. Shadow in the Warp is just a little enchantment Ruric Thar, with the bonus of making our first creature spells cost 2 less each turn. And Price Glory is just making sure we're all playing fair magic. And since we have a lot of dorks, we don't have to tap land if we're going to use an ability on a player's turn. Because there's not many instances in this deck. There are non-creature spells in the deck, so we are going to end up punching ourselves for 6 sometimes. But we have some ways to work around that, like Shadow Spear and Basilisk Collar to throw onto Ruric Thar, so he'll have lifelink, and when he deals to 6 damage for non-creature spells, we're gaining 6 life. Have Godo, who will go get one of these equipments to put onto Ruric Thar, and he's a creature, so you're not even punching yourself for 6 tutoring for one of the equipments. We also replace a lot of usual spell slots for creatures, which will minimize damage to ourselves. Scavenging Ooze is our graveyard hate. Rex Sage is enchantment and artifact removal. Kugula and Eudora are great body, big stompy, but also their discard ability is great removal that we don't get punched for using because it's a creature ability. And OG Kogla, 100% removal. Bane of Progress, great removal for artifact enchantment, plus he gets all those +1/+1 counters put on him, making him a large lad to swing with later. Now for the ramp side, it's a lot of elf dorks. We have all the elf dorks. Then we got Circle of Dreams Druid, which can get us a lot of green. Villaji Wayfarer, which gives our multicolor spells Convoke. It is very helpful when Ruric Thar is sent to the zone more than once a game. Wood Elves and Topiary Stomper, filling in for rampant growth and the like. Last up is Priest of Titania. We, again, have a lot of elves, so she's going to make a lot of mana. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, comments, and likes on my other videos. It's just a hobby. I don't really expect anything from it, but it feels really good to see engagement. Thank you all again, and good games, everybody.